Okay, we are going to get started with our August 20th school board meeting, and I want to thank everybody for showing up on this gorgeous night. And we will see what we can do to get us all out to enjoy the rest of the evening. Chair or Clerk Gorham, do you want to do roll call, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Chair Lawford-Kemp. I am present. Member Kirby.
Here.
Chair Lawford-Kemp.
Here.
Member Lofald.
Here.
Member Oswald.
Here.
Member Sandstead.
Here.
Member Trinka is excused. Superintendent Gronseth.
Here.
Assistant Superintendent Horton. Deputy Clerk Erickson. Secretary Dolance is excused. Secretary Tebow. Emma Natali, sorry. Vanessa Farrell. Thank you. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. And Member Trinka is excused. She is stuck in the Chicago airport because of weather tonight. So, okay. So we can everyone rise and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great. Okay, so the next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. All in favor of approving the agenda, please say. Moved by Member Sandstead. Is there a second? Seconded by Member Lofald. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the agenda is approved 6-0. And then the next items are approving minutes from our other meetings this past month. So the first approval is for the minutes for the regular school board meeting, July 16th, 2019. Could I have a motion to approve? Okay, moved by Member Sandstead, seconded by Member Lofald. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 6-0. The second is approving the minutes from our special closed meeting dealing with personnel issue on July 29th. Could I have a motion to approve? Moved by Member Lofald, seconded.
Second.
Seconded by Member Gorham. Is there any discussion? Yes, Member Sandstead?
I just plan to abstain because I wasn't present, so just note that.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, is there any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes from the July 29th meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. And then the last one is the special closed meeting on the selling of property, August 12th, 2019. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Member Lofald, seconded.
Second.
Seconded by Member Kirby. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 6-0. Okay, thank you so much, Board. Now we have our school and community recognition, and we're going to do this similar to what we did in July. You may remember in July we recognized the many organizations that have given scholarships to our students and recognized our staff for working with our students to get those scholarships. And so we're going to do school and community recognition. We're just going to stay up here. And as I think the students especially are well aware, our student reps, is that we're only a couple weeks away from the first day of school. And so as we prepare for a new year, the Duluth School Board wants to recognize and honor all of those working towards every child's success at school. This includes our teachers, many of whom spent the summer at training sessions, honing their skills, or working together to update our curriculum. We thank our paraprofessionals, many who work throughout the summer with many of our summer programs, and we're renewing their trainings. We honor our facilities personnel who worked over the summer to repair and clean our buildings, and our school cafeteria workers who help provide free summer meals to children and help keep them well nourished throughout the year. We thank our district personnel who are helping creating next week's Staff Development Day training opportunities, and clerical staff and our clerical staff who are fielding dozens of phone calls, emails, and visits from families preparing for the first day of school. Huge thanks also to our technology staff who help make important updates to our computer and phone systems, and to our transportation employees, drafting routes, conducting training, and preparing to safely carry students to school on that first day and throughout the year. Thanks as well to our human resource staff helping to post and fill positions as we make our classrooms ready to receive our students. And we thank our school principals that are leading our buildings and leading our staff in their buildings and being community leaders in their school communities as well as in the district as a whole. So we thank their leadership as they're gearing up to get ready with their first staff meetings for the year and welcoming new staff as well. And then we also want to honor all school families and caregivers and all they do every day, day in and day out, to support their children's success and the other children they may bring in their lives, from getting them to school on time to providing a quiet place for study, reading to little ones, taking on an active interest in their schoolwork, providing opportunities to explore outside of school, encouraging curiosity and a love of learning. And the list is endless with many family members and caregivers who provide support to our children. So everything everyone does really makes a difference in the success of each of our students. And so we from the school board just want to thank you and give best wishes to everyone to have a successful school year. And I say this kind of bittersweet because my youngest is graduating this year, so I have had 25 years in our school district and will be seeing that era end as a parent. But I thank, like I think many parents do, again, the many people who have provided my children and other graduates a successful experience in the Duluth Public Schools. So thank you so much from the board. I think we can applaud our staff here, everybody. Yeah. We look forward to other community recognitions every month as we get started in our school year. Okay, the next item on our agenda is audience comments. And could you check there, Emma? Before we do that, I just want to have Clerk Gorham read our community vision and priorities for the Duluth Public Schools. Thank you, Clerk Gorham.
We will build on our shared beliefs and values of unity, high achievement, and responsible use of resources to create Duluth Public Schools and classrooms that are safe, supportive, and inclusive. We will work to inspire every student to achieve their potential and prepare students to lead productive, fulfilling lives as citizens of Duluth and the wider world. The 11 Tools of Civility. This school board recognizes 11 tools of civility that will provide increased opportunities for civil discourse in order to find positive resolutions to the issues that face our community. These tools include pay attention, listen, be inclusive, don't gossip, show respect, be agreeable, apologize, give constructive criticism, take responsibility, be honest and care for others, show your evidence, share your reasoning. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Clerk Gorham. And then just want to remind folks during the public comment period, persons wishing to address the school board must sign in prior to the meeting listing their name, address, and the matter on which you will speak. And we always have a sign-up sheet up on the side over there. If you have any handouts for the board, please give them to the school board secretaries located in the back of this room. And persons addressing the board will speak in the order in which they signed up. Each person addressing the board will have 3 minutes. Persons addressing the board may not merge their time in order to allow one person to speak for more than 3 minutes. And the clerk of the board, Clerk Gorham, will start the stoplight timer at the start of each person's time. A green light means go, a yellow light means to start wrapping up, and a red light means to stop. And persons addressing the board shall confine their comments to matters pertaining to the agenda or relevant to the matters of administrative concern. So we have our first speaker, and I'd like to welcome Ethan Fisher, who is our new president of the Duluth Federation of Teachers. So welcome. We look forward to our new partnership with you, Ethan, and appreciate all the work you've done over the years as a teacher in our district as well.
Up here, I knew I was the first name on the list, but my name is Ethan Fisher. This fall, I'll be starting my 25th year working in our district. The previous 24 teaching social studies. And as you may or may not know, with Bernie getting elected to the state vice president position in Education Minnesota, I ran and won the presidency of the DFT. So that gives me a new role for this year. A lot of things to look forward to for me, but I wanted to just introduce myself, tell you that I look forward to working with each of you, and my hope is to be able to sit down with each one of you soon, hopefully this fall. I can't call it breakfast with Ethan, that doesn't work too well. Maybe Eau Claire's with Ethan, I don't know, but perhaps some of you would come out to the buildings with me this fall, just like in the past. I know some of you have as well, as we go meet with the staff in the buildings. I have 3 kids at Piedmont. This summer they are doing Key Zone at Lowell, and I've had a chance to be in both of those buildings quite often this summer, and I know there's a lot of teachers already there doing work. My guess is that is the case across our district, and so I just want to bring that up, and my goal will be to kind of bring up some good things happening in our district as I come before you as often as I can to bring those things up. So again, I look forward to working with each of you and talking about both positive things that we have going on in our schools and also the challenges. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ethan. Okay, the next speaker is Betty Green.
Chair Loeffler-Kemp, Superintendent Gronseth, and members of the school board. My name is Betty Green, and as you know, I'm concerned about educational equity. In order to properly monitor financial decisions, I believe it's important to know about changes in full-time equivalencies, FTEs, in schools, as well as per building distribution of funds broken down by type of funding, general education, comp ed, Title I, etc. This is the best way to track changes for each school over time, and transparency is vital. To my knowledge, no detailed building information about the fiscal year 19 year just ended has yet been provided to you as school board members, nor have you received building details for the fiscal year 20 budget you had to approve in June. The building breakdown by funding type used to be provided by the district each year. I encourage this to again be provided. Regarding FTEs, how many did each school building have when the fiscal year 19 budget was passed last summer? How many FTEs did each school have as the fiscal year 19 school year came to a close? How many FTEs does each building have in the fiscal year 20 budget as passed in June? I think this information is important for the school board and the public to know, in addition to the building breakdown by funding type. Please pursue getting these details. As I said earlier, transparency of the budget is important. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Betty. Okay, we're gonna, the next item on the agenda is reading communications, and we did not have any this month. And so the next item is the report from the superintendent, and so Superintendent Grunset, you're on.
Thank you, Chair Loeffler-Kemp. As it has been mentioned a few times, the first day of school is September 3rd. That is 2 weeks from today. I know some people were surprised to learn that tonight. Kindergarten students, however, start on September 5th. We have what's called a staggered start for our kindergarten students, where those families have a few days to get to know their teachers a little bit before the kindergarten students start on Thursday of that week. I know that the facilities and the maintenance staff have also been very busy preparing our schools. They look great. I was able to join some of our maintenance staff today for some of their training and was able to share your messages that you've been in the buildings and share your gratitude for the work that they're doing and how they keep things running even in the summer through our summer meal programs and all of the different classes and summer school programs. So I was able to do that. And as Ethan said, many of our staff have been in our buildings throughout the summer, attending trainings, reading new books, going to visit other school districts and seeing what they do. I know that even in the summer, educators are hard at work, and principals and clerical staff have also been busy making sure everything is ready for the new school year and being in trainings this week. And teachers and paraprofessionals are also coming in next week for trainings and to prepare for the first days with students. We do have quite a few more openings in the district in several different areas. So we're looking for a few more teachers. We can always use substitute teachers. We need nurses, paraprofessionals, food service helpers, playground and cafeteria monitors, substitute bus drivers, several other areas. So people can visit our website for more information. It's a great opportunity to join our team. I can't think of anywhere else I would rather work than in education and with our students and staff. We have new students enrolling every single day. Every time I'm in a building, there seems to be families in the office or the counseling office making sure their students are ready for the first days of school. People who are new to our community or to Duluth schools are encouraged to enroll students as soon as possible. We have an online enrollment process now on our website, so you can do that, or you can stop by any school and they can help you to get the enrollment information you need, or to the school that your student's going to attend. Even better, you can have a little tour and walk around as you get enrolled. If you need assistance in filling out any of the application or enrollment information, we'll be more than happy to help. I know sometimes there's translators that can be available as well, or we can make sure that you have those forms in a way that you can fill them out. Enrolling students now helps us to be ready for the students on the very first day of school. I know when I was a teacher, I'd like to have their names on a locker or on their materials to help them feel at home and to make sure that I have all the materials that I needed as a teacher. So making sure that students are enrolled early is helpful for your students as well. It never fails that we have a few folks that are there on the first day of school, and that just kind of makes it tough to get them started off right with the school year if they're not able to be there right from the very beginning. Not that we're not happy to have them. We're always happy to have them, but it just makes it easier. With school starting soon, I also wanted to say, I've seen it in the media starting to come out a bit. There will be some more media stories coming out, but we want to make sure that our drivers use extra caution around our school bus stops and our school buses. Please stop for school buses when the stop arm is extended or the lights are blinking. We want all of our students to be safe. And saving a minute or two on your drive by driving around a bus really is not worth jeopardizing the safety of our students. So please be mindful of our school bus stops and our buses. Coming up this week on Thursday, the CHUM annual backpack distribution will take place from noon to 4 o'clock. They will be at the Central Hillside Community Center. This is a change because they were held in the schools in the past, and we've gone to community centers now. So it's Central Hillside, Morgan Park Community Center, and Portman Community Center, and that was from noon to 4 o'clock. We want to thank everyone for their efforts to make sure that all of our students are ready for school with the supplies they need. We'd also like to thank everyone who donated supplies or made monetary contributions to make this possible. And I know that throughout this school year, students continue to receive these supplies as they're needed through this important program. If you'd like more information, either about making donations to the program or about receiving materials, you can check the CHUM website at chumduluth, all together, .org. It's chumduluth.org. And then Friday of this week will be the end of the summer meal program. We've been able to provide breakfast and lunch to students and families across the district throughout the summer. And we want to thank everyone who worked with this program and all of the families that took part. Next week, we'll be doing some training and some preparing for the school year, so there won't be meals available next week, but we look forward to welcoming students back on the first day of school. I also know that many of our school groups have been busy preparing for the start of the school year, and lots of practices have started, and perhaps our student board reps will be sharing some of those activities. And why don't we start with Vanessa Farrell, who's now very aware the school starts in 2 weeks.
Month is preparing to begin the new school year, which is in 2 weeks. I'm sure all the students are very excited. Tomorrow is Jumpstart. Students will get their yearbook photo taken and have an opportunity to learn about the clubs and activities that East has to offer. Next Wednesday is Hound Pack for freshmen. We're lucky enough at our school to have upperclassmen to volunteer as Hound Pack leaders. These leaders will help the freshmen next week find their way around the school and get to know other students. They will meet throughout the year to guide the freshmen. Also next Wednesday is open house at East, and students can meet their teachers and put materials into their lockers. And on August 29th at 6 is the first home football game for East, because I know a lot of people like to go to that, and other activities like tennis, swimming, and cross country have started up too. So there's a lot to look forward to this month.
Tali from Denfeld.
All right. So as school is just around the corner, Denfeld has begun preparing for the upcoming school year. August 22nd, this Thursday, is our Hunter kickoff and early registration to get pictures taken and schedules handed out for everyone's classes. And then we also have Link Crew is having their annual training to prepare Link leaders for our Link Crew freshman orientation, an event run by Link leaders focused for freshmen so that they may learn about Denfeld. And throughout the year, they also will be meeting as upperclassmen to the freshmen to offer as a link between and guiding them through high school. Fall sports have also begun, so that means we'll start having games just as soon as the end of this week. Other activities such as debate have begun, yet unfortunately, our theater department has been struggling with finding a theater director and is in desperate need of getting someone hired so that they can start preparing for the fall show, because we love seeing the theater and it would be very important for them to have someone as that position. And finally, we have our open house and barbecue on August 28th for students to come to and meet teachers and fellow peers, and also get some good food.
Okay, thank you, Emma and Vanessa, and just really appreciate that throughout the summer here you've been coming to our meetings, and I know you work and you have your own activities and family activities, so really appreciate you being committed to coming to our meetings this summer as well, and we look forward to your own kickoff to the start of the school year as well, and hearing all the different updates that you will be bringing to us. So thank you. The next item on the agenda is just the schedule of meetings and events, and I just want to remind the board our next scheduled meeting is our committee meeting, our education committee meeting on September 9th. So we don't have anything scheduled at this time. As we've talked about, though, we will be starting a lot of special meetings as we continue with our superintendent search process. And so be just checking the weekly updates. And let me see here. The only other thing then is we're going to jump into our standing committees, and we'll start with the Education Committee. And Member Lofold, if you could begin, please. Thank you.
We had our monthly Education Committee meeting last Monday, August 12th, and it's loaded onto Board Book, but I also will give you an overview of the information that we shared and talked about. I encourage all of us to watch our committee meetings, all three of them, on YouTube, because that's a good way to get the background information. Tonight, I'm sure we'll pull some things and share some things, but last week, for our informational items, we had three of them. So under informational, we got our monthly report from Assistant Superintendent Jeff Horton that highlighted things that were happening in the month of July that he wanted to point out to us, and so we got a background. And the purpose of Assistant Superintendent Horton's background is to give us just updates on teaching and learning. And Assistant Superintendent Jeff Horton shared current information regarding implementation of district initiatives and school operations. And then our second informational item was given to us by Curriculum and Instructions Director, Ms. Netlin Freud. And the purpose of her report is to provide regular updates to the committee and to the school board regarding teaching and learning. And the Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Gail Netlin Freud, shared current information regarding the status of the work of the Curriculum and Instruction Department. And of course, both of the reports by our leaders were full of the preparations getting ready for the start of the school year and keeping us updated as to different goals and initiatives and celebrations that we have in our district. So both of those reports, board members, are given to us as informational, and we will receive those as such. Our third informational item last Monday was a presentation on gender-inclusive bathrooms. And it always amazes me that our district is forward-thinking and reaching out to community, and so we had a presentation by members of the Gender Identity, Expression, and Inclusion Committee that had been assessing inclusive bathroom practices in ISD 709. Members of the Gender Identity, Expression, and Inclusion Committee presented recommendations to improve current practices. So board members, it's recommended that we received that presentation as informational. And so you can also view that PowerPoint on Board Book as a community. And I encourage you to listen to our YouTube conversation. It was a good presentation and good information, and just an example of the far-reaching topics and issues that our district faces and discusses and implements change where we can have it. Next on our committee meeting, we go into action items, and there are three of them. Our first action item was to look at a first reading of Policy 521, Student Disability Non-Discrimination, revision of this current policy. And again, the administration is recommending the revision of Policy 521, Student Disability Non-Discrimination. We looked at that policy. Again, we're in the first reading. The second thing we looked at under action items was Resolution E-8-19-3667. It's our acceptance of grants. And Chair, I'll read that resolution right now. We have a resolution, the acceptance of grant awards to the Duluth Public Schools. Whereas Minnesota Statute 465-03 requires a school district to accept grants by resolution expressed in the terms prescribed by the donor in full. And whereas acceptance of the grant in accordance with the donor's terms is in the best interest of the Duluth Public Schools, now therefore be it resolved that the Duluth Public Schools does accept the below described grant from said organization in accordance with the terms set forth within. Be it further resolved that the Duluth Public Schools wishes to extend its grateful appreciation to this organization. We have one grant in this month's packet. It's an organization called Safe Fleet. It was written and initiative by Lincoln Park Middle School, and it's for $1,000, and it will be used to support restorative practice training, consultation, and supplies at Lincoln Park Middle School. So I move Resolution E-8-19-3667.
Okay, it's been moved by Member Lofold, seconded by Member Sandsted. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of Resolution E-8-19-3667, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 6-0. You can continue, Member Lofold.
And the last action item is our acceptance of diplomas that were completed, and we congratulate the following students that have met all graduation requirements for the Duluth Public Schools and should be awarded, and probably were awarded, their diploma. So I want to congratulate Nathan Boswell, Gabrielle Engstrom, Josephina Cias, Quidaya Robertson, Merritt Merriman, Logan Wood, Shyla Daseth, and Naya Dahlman. Those are our 8 graduates this summer. Let's give them a round of applause. And with that, Chair, I move the Education Committee meeting for tonight.
Okay, it's been moved by Member Lofold, seconded by Member Sandsted. Is there any further discussion on any items? Okay, all in favor of the Education Committee, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's carries 6-0. Thank you again, Member Lofold. Okay, we are moving on then to the HR Committee, and Member Kirby. You're on.
Thank you. We met and went over the staffing report action items, which were long just before school is starting. I don't remember there were any questions about those. We then went on to the second reading of Policy 401, and there was some discussion over this, but I believe that many of the changes made were recommendations, suggestions by the Office of Civil Rights. And so there were no other real questions about this. I think we then went to Policy 103, which was also a second reading, and we were going to add gender to the list of people on that to be consistent. And I did not see if that was done. I assume that it was. Mr. Swirsky, can you?
We'll have Superintendent Grunset speak to that. The point was we wanted consistent language throughout all the policies, particularly related to gender. But Superintendent Grunset?
And I don't know if you wanted to wait until the discussion portion, but we did work on putting the same language in all of the policies, and so it should all match now.
Continue, Member Kirby.
Thank you. There was also a comment about making the language a little bit more friendly, advising encouraging people to come to the district first, but again, I think the Office of Civil Rights suggested that we keep the language as it is listed. So that was the second reading for those policies. We then had first reading for policy, see what it is here. Have to get me, I don't have the, what's it? There we go. Policy 102, equal educational opportunity, and first reading to revise policy 402, disability non-discrimination policy. And these two were influenced by the Office of Civil Rights language that we are including. But that was the first reading. We then went to a review of the superintendent search, and a good discussion was held, and I think I can summarize that by, what? 402, I mentioned that, I thought. We're revising policy 402, the first reading. The superintendent search options, I think there was consensus among the members that were present that a search firm outside the district should be employed rather than have an in-house effort. And the administration was directed to look for proposals, request for proposals for this. Hopefully we would have those by the end of September, is what we had said. Our nepotism discussion was deferred once again for a future meeting. But we're all looking at this and excited about it. So that is the Human Resources report, and I submit that.
Thank you. It's been moved by Member Kirby. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Member Lofold. Is there any discussion? Okay, I see. Okay. Member Gorham?
Yeah, I think I'd just like to pull the staffing report, unless it's, I'm intending to abstain from reporting on that, voting on that item due to avoiding a conflict of interest.
We usually just include it in the vote, so should we do it, pull it and do it second, or do it separate? Okay. We will do that. And then Superintendent Grunstead, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Melinda also noted the discussion around, I believe it was policy, the other policies about policy 103 being a live link within our policies, and they can do that, and Melinda will be putting live links into those on the online versions.
Member Sandsted?
Yeah, I was unable to be at the committee meeting, but I did listen in and appreciated the discussion around the superintendent search options, and I look forward to, I don't know if we'll see the RFP, if we'll just see the results from it, but I was in agreement, and I'm glad we have some consensus around that. So just wanted to put in my 2 cents.
Superintendent Grunstead?
Those RFPs will come to the board. They'll likely be narrowed down to a handful, maybe 5 or 6 proposals that the board would consider.
No, who's doing that? Okay, I just wanted to add one more thought on the superintendent search too, is that, I think through the discussion, I hope the community heard that we're all committed to a real thoughtful and thorough process, and we look forward to working with an outside company who specializes in doing superintendent searches, and we look forward to their expertise, but we will be working closely with whatever organization we decide on, and that is part of how the process works. And so we look forward to that the next step really for us will be reviewing the different proposals. So, and that would be done in a special meeting. Appreciate Mr. Swirsky as well at our HR committee giving us more background information on processes we've done in the past. We have used outside firms in the past as well, and so appreciated that background information and your expertise from doing this in the past as well. So, is there any other discussion? Okay. We're first then going to pull the staffing report action item and vote on that separately, and then we'll do the whole report. So could I have a motion to move the staffing report, please? So moved. Moved by Member Sandstead. Can I have a second? Seconded by Member Kirby. Any more discussion on the HR board report? Okay, Tim.
I apologize if I missed this because I was booting up my computer at the time, but was there mention of the board members' right to employment when we went through that? Now that requires the full board, and so once again we'll probably be putting this off till the next month.
You are right about that, and it's a placeholder, so because we don't have all of our board members here, we'll hold it until our next meeting when we can have all board members present. So it's a placeover there. So again, the HR board report was moved by Member Sandstead, seconded by Member Kirby. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, it passes 5-0. And then the full HR committee report is moved by Member Kirby, seconded by Member I don't know. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay. The HR committee passes 6-0, and we now will move on to the business committee. And in Member Trinka's absence, Member Oswald will do the business committee report.
Thank you. We had our business committee report following the HR committee report last Wednesday because we had to move it because of elections, the primary election. So we started off the meeting with a really nice presentation by our transportation manager, Mr. Steve Johnson, who came to tell us how he miraculously turned money for one bus into 5 buses. And that's the kind of magic the board likes to hear, especially in our dark times with a budget that we're stretching. So many kudos to him and to everybody that made that happen. We need that kind of talent around. Then we talked about the normal budget numbers, which concluded with our first education lesson of the year about the Levy 101. It was the highlight of the business meeting, I think, as we spent that roughly 10 minutes, really 30 minutes, into diving deep into the levy talk about money that's available and obtained from our fantastic CFO, Kathy Erickson. If you didn't see it, I suggest you should, because it's very informative, and I'm not sure one member of this board remembers any details about it yet, but we need it to review it also. So it really is good. So look forward to many more presentations at our business committee meetings. You can come and see that highlight at least and learn about school finance, which is really complicated if you haven't guessed. So then we went on, and after that we had 3 contracts, 2 leases, and 6 resolutions. So I hope you can put up with me talking for just a little bit. Our policies that we were talking about is our new policy 412, expense reimbursement, where we are upping the amount that we get for our mileage and for our meals, and that's in its second reading, so that should pass tonight. And then we'll delete policy 3135 and 3136 to be replaced by that. And what else is there? update and renumber Regulation 3136R, which details all those expenses. So those should pass tonight if we don't have any objections. Then we have some contracts from Frontline Education in the amount of $28,736.13. They're the education software that we use mostly with ALC and online credit recovery issues. And then we have the Keyzone YMCA contract, where we're discussing contracting with Keyzone staff and the YMCA to staff some AmeriCorps members and what Keyzone staffing will look like. Then Fuel Education is yet another program that we're spending $30,000 on for the rest of the school year. Well, for a year, actually. It goes until August 21st, so I guess summer school uses that. It must be. I'm not sure about that. We didn't talk about that part. But anyways, leases, yay. Grant Community Recreation Center has been used by the Duluth Community School Collaborative. Member Trinka wanted me to point out that she is on the board of the Duluth Community School Collaborative and was not going to participate in this discussion and abstain from voting on this lease. But she's not here, so that solves that problem. We're going to lease the building for $150 from the city, so our early childhood screening programs can use that space for early childhood screening. It's not a dedicated space, but we're making do with what we could find in the central hillside neighborhood. Then we have the Washington Recreation Center lease with the city of Duluth for more early childhood family education classes and things. And that was placed in there. So now we're finally on to resolutions. Yay, 6 of them. Everybody hold on. Oh no, my computer is freaking out. So, yay us. I could sing a song.
I actually have copies. I always make copies of them, so here they are. Here's the last one. Thank you. We love our board book and less paper, but sometimes we do have technical difficulty. So do you have what you need there? Okay.
Many thanks to Chair Lothrop for sharing her paper with me. Sorry, trees, but here you are. Resolution acceptance of donations to Duluth Public Schools, whereas Minnesota Statute 465.03 requires the school district to accept donations by resolution expressed in the terms prescribed by the donor in full, and whereas acceptance of the donations in accordance with the donor's terms is in the best interest of the Duluth Public Schools. Now therefore be it resolved that the Duluth Public Schools does accept below described donations from said organizations in accordance with the terms set forth herein. Be it further resolved that the Duluth Public Schools wishes to extend its grateful appreciation to these various individuals and organizations. I move Resolution B-8-19-3668.
Okay, it's been moved by Member Oswald, seconded by Member Lofold. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries 6-0. Please go on to the second resolution.
I just wanted to mention that resolution included donations from the area, from Narcotics Anonymous, Barnes & Noble, Jane Killer, and Ordine East PTA. Sorry if I mashed up your name, Jane. Second resolution is a resolution authorizing bank account signers. So, therefore, be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 709, St. Louis County, Minnesota, that hereby authorizes the following: changing the authorized signer and removing authorized signers for Head Start Community Education, Laura MacArthur Lincoln Park School, Merritt Creek Academy, and Rockridge. So I move Resolution B-8-19-3669.
Moved by Member Oswald, seconded by Member Lofold. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries 6-0. You can move on in a minute.
Thank you. Now we have a resolution for release and pledge of collateral by a bank that needed to put up some collateral. So be it resolved by the school district, by the School Board of Independent School Districts number 709, St. Louis County, Minnesota, that it hereby releases $200,000 par value FHLB note, QSIP number, blah, 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 DGI. Don't quote me on that. Pledged as collateral by North Shore Bank of Commerce, be it further resolved by the school board that it accepts the pledge of collateral of a $200,000 par value FHLB note maturing 11/28/2023, QSIP number, in exchange for the release of for the release collateral noted above. I move resolution B-8-19-3670.
Okay, moved by member Oswald, seconded by member Sandsted. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. It carries 6-0. And you can just summarize the next one because it's a long one. Member Oswald.
Thank you. In summary, is the resolution for membership in the Minnesota State High School League for both Denfeld and Duluth East for the next coming school year. It's renewing its membership and authorizes our designated school board member Jill Lofald and Sean Brode to be the representatives from East on behalf of the high school, and Jill Lofald and Tom Pearson as representatives from Denfeld. So I move resolution B-8-19-3671.
Okay, it's been moved by member Oswald, seconded by member Gorham. Resolution B-819-3671. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. And then the last one, and then member Oswald, again, you just do the first paragraph on this one. Okay? It's 3 pages, so.
Surprise, it's 3 pages. Okay. The first paragraph is, be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 709, State of Minnesota, as follows. That would be the whole paragraph. But number 1, it is necessary for the school district to hold its general election for the purpose of electing 3 school board members to terms of 4 years each. And so this details that we're going to do that. If you want to look it up, I'm sure you can find it in board book. I move resolution B-8-19-3672.
Okay, it's been moved by member Oswald, seconded by member Sandsted. Is there any discussion? Yes, member Sandsted?
We should have a consent agenda.
Is that your last comment, member Sandsted? Okay. Okay, I do encourage people who are interested in the elections to read more thoroughly through that one because it does have dates of elections and different election information that might be of interest to the public as well. It's been moved by member Oswald, seconded by member Sandsted. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 6-0. And then you can continue on, member Oswald.
I'm all for that consent agenda myself. We had expenditure contracts, revenue contracts, and facilities, no cost contracts, revenue contracts, expenditure contracts, and extension or renewal contracts, none of which we can access at this time, so I don't imagine there's any discussion on them. But I didn't have any questions either. So we had our normal facilities report of our fascinating, beautiful, sparkling public schools that are all ready for students coming any day. And so thank you to our maintenance staff for doing that. And thank you, Mr. Spooner, for another riveting update about what's going on in your world. And then the last thing we had to talk about was an update on our subcommittee to review the board committee structures. And we had a nice informational talk. We didn't get into specifics, but we are going to schedule a future committee of the whole meeting sometime in the future, hopefully in the next couple of months, to discuss how we do business and how we can change it to make it better and more relevant and less stress on our employees who have much better things to do than waste a lot of time sitting in front of us. So, but it's never a waste. It's always good times. I shouldn't say that. Sorry. And so we have future items of more school board election resolutions for election judges and polling places and policy updates. Therefore, I move the business committee report.
Second.
So it's been moved by Member Oswald, seconded by Member Sandstead. Any areas people want to discuss? And do I see your light on Member Lofold or not? No. Okay. Any items to discuss? Okay. We did have a very lengthy business committee meeting where a lot was discussed. So there were just a couple things that I just wanted to comment on from the update, just so the public was clear on. Under policies and regulations 4A, where we talked about the expense reimbursement, just wanted to be clear when Member Oswald talked about it. This is for all of our district staff, not just for us as board members, just the way it was worded. I didn't want you to think it was just board members, so it's for all of our district staff, the changes there. And then the second item, just for clarification, was under contracts, 5A, frontline education. That contract is a teacher evaluation software package that we have used in the past. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that package as well. Any other comments from the board? Okay. Again, it's been moved by Member Oswald, seconded by Member Sandstead. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay. The business committee report passes 6-0. Good job. Okay. So we do not have any special resolutions. Just 1 minute, Member Sandstead. I wanted to say just a couple quick things because how can we stop at 7:30? I meant to mention this when we started the meeting. We do have another student in the audience that I wanted to just acknowledge, Ben Gore. Wave, Ben. He's a 9th grader at East. I've actually known him since way before preschool, and he is here learning about civic government for his Eagle Scout project. So just wanted to recognize Ben and also congratulate him for working on his Eagle Scout project. My son received his, and then also good luck with 9th grade, Ben. Thank you for being here. We hope you've learned some things, and if you have any questions, let us know. And then the last, thank you. And then just the last thing I just wanted to say from, and Member Oswald, I hope this is okay, wanted to thank the board for supporting us going to the NSBA School Board Association Summer Institute a couple weeks ago, where we had some really great speakers, did a lot of good networking with other school board members, as well as got some in-depth legislative updates. So just thank you again for supporting our attendance at that. Is there any other comments? Okay, I think I heard a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Okay, second motion by Member Sandstead, seconded by Member Oswald. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great 2 more weeks of summer. Bye.